In this video, I'm going to show you one of the first steps to actually creating a module, and that is creating screens. I'll talk a little bit about what a screen is and what types of screens there are. I'll also show you how to quickly preview what you've done. So first, in your program overview, so this is my program overview. A program is basically just another word for, you can say like a project or a module. My program is called Media Studies. It's a module taught by Dr. Emma. So you can see that I have 4 modules already under Media Studies that we've been working on. So in order to open up an existing module project, you just click on the title of it like this. Or you can also click on this plus sign down here to create a new experience or a new module. So experience in Guroo speak is just another word for module. So I'm going to click on this and open up a module that I've already been working on and we've actually already rolled out to students. Okay, and you'll be taken to this view here. So this is your flow view. And in flow view, you will essentially see a breakdown of your module into screens. So a guide to reading academic articles, that's the name of the module. And within this module, you can see I have right now 6 screens. Oh, I'm sorry. I have 8 screens. So a screen, each of these boxes essentially represents a screen. And if you think of your module like a PowerPoint presentation, then a screen is kind of like a slide. These are all of my slides / screens, and inside determines like what content I put into it. Okay, so let me just show you how to add a screen and how to edit a screen. Okay, so if you just hover over or in between different screens, you'll see this plus sign pops up, and that's a very easy way to add a screen. So here in this pop-up, you'll see on the left here all the different types of screens that you can use in Guroo. And Guroo has made it quite easy for us to choose what kinds of screens we want by also including a purpose view. So if you are not sure what kind of screen you need to use or it's most appropriate for your purpose, you can choose according to the purpose. So they've created these template screens already, you could say, which you can use and just switch out the content for your own. And they've sorted it according to purpose, like there are screens for giving out learning summaries, there are screens for learning evaluations, there are screens for introductions and scenarios, for example, and so on. But I'm not going to talk about this so much because we just want to learn the basics right now of how to create a very general screen. So I'll show you what are the ones that I usually use. So I guess the first one that anybody would need is a title screen. A title screen is just the first thing that a student will see. And you can see that Guroo has all of these pre-built title screens that we can just sort of use, and we can preview them like this. So this is one sort of layout that they've already created, and you can see that it uses a character, it uses a background image, and it also includes these like little icons that you can probably customize later on. Okay, but the one that I think I most frequently use is probably this first one over here, which is very simple. It's just a background image which you can choose, and then some text like the title of this module, and then a start button. So you can insert a screen like this. You just click insert. Okay, and it's inserted my screen here. Right, so you are now in edit view, which means that here you're not going to see your screen as it actually appears. This is just where you can edit it. Up top over here, let's change, this is the title of my card screen, my new screen. Let's change this to welcome, or let's change this to welcome dash title. Okay, so, oh, it automatically inserts that title here, but you can just change this. Okay, let's say welcome to, and it remembers what you've keyed in before as well. A guide to, there we go. Okay. You can also insert instructions for your students. You can say something like click the start button or whatever. I'm gonna just toggle the instructions off right now. You can also decide, like, I think I want a guide to reading academic articles to be in bold and this one to not be in bold. So when you're done editing your screen, you can go up here. You're currently in edit mode, which is this pencil with the squiggly line, but if you want to see what it's going to look like, you just click this eye and that brings you into preview mode. One cool thing that you'll notice is that there's this button over here. It's a drop down button, and actually what this means is that you can preview your screen in different kinds of devices. Yeah. So let's say you want to see how it will look like on a mobile device. You can click mobile portrait and it will show you this is how it's going to look like on a handphone, for example. Students just has to click start. Okay, so that's a title screen. Let me show you what other screens there are. I'm just going to insert a new one now. Okay, so the other screen that I most frequently use as well is probably the conversation screen. So a conversation screen looks like this. Basically, it's a character which you can choose over here. Some of us at Monash have our own characters, an avatar of ourselves created already, but if you don't have one, that's okay. There's quite a large stock of characters already available, and you might be able to find one that sort of resembles you. So dialogue screen anyway looks like this, and it's where you can kind of like just have a conversation with your students, and you can even include questions for them and so on. So you insert it the same way, but I'm not going to show you this right now. I'll have another video where I show you in more detail how to create a conversation screen and how to use the interactive questions effectively. So another screen that I really like to use is the tab screen. So the tab screen looks like this. It's basically a layered screen where you have different pages that and they're separated by tabs. So the student goes through the content, clicks continue, and they will be directed to the next tab. So they can sort of see how they're progressing as they go along. So I use this one a lot as well. And then I think one of the other ones that's really useful is the hotspot screen. Hotspot screens are basically images where you can overlay clickable buttons. So for example, in this image, there are different items on the desk and they have different buttons that will launch a little window. So let me show you what I mean by that, because I already have one made over here. This is a hotspot screen we created for this module in order to teach first years how to read their first journal article and how to summarize the information. So let me show you what the hotspot screen looks like right now. So basically, we took an image of a journal article and we overlaid it with these buttons. And so the buttons sort of take you through the contents page of this journal article. And let me go to the preview mode. Hotspots don't really work very well in mobile portrait, but they work better in a desktop or a tablet mode. So this is what it looks like. You have to click on each button and then it will launch this sort of screen. And as you click continue, it will go away and then you will be prompted to click the next hotspot. Okay, so it depends on what kind of settings you want to implement for this for your hotspot, but there's quite a lot of things you can do with it. So you can make sure that students go through each and every spot linearly in order. You can also decide that you don't care if students click on every spot, you just want them to click on spots that interest them. That's fine also, so you don't make it compulsory. You can also say that, okay, you want the students to click on every single spot, but in no particular order. So you can do all of these things depending on what you need, why you need them to go through the hotspots. Okay, so I think that's it. As you can see, there are many different types of screens that you can use, and we will hopefully make more videos to show you how to use each kind in a little bit more detail, but that's basically it for this video.